The boys are back in town.
Yeah, I can hardly wait for next summer.
Yeah. I'm going to take a positive take on this. So, it's Hobbs and Shaw, the trailer that we just watched.
Yeah, the latest in the Fast and the Furious fucking franchise.
Multiverse. Yeah, it's... to me, it looked better than the the actual Fast and the Furious movies, because it doesn't have this annoying family thing that the Fast and the Furious movies has. So it's
and
sort
Vin
of
Diesel.
yeah. I mean, well, Win is not bad, but he's sort of annoying in that franchise. But this seemed more light. So like it takes all the elements that made Fast and the Furious 5 like an enjoyable flick and sort of just expands upon them. So it seems like it could potentially maybe be a fun movie to watch, maybe, but I don't know.
I have I have to come clean. I haven't watched. I think Fast and the Furious 4 was the last one I watched.
You've been missing out, bro.
I don't think so. but because with the Fast and the Furious movies, based on having seen the first 4, having seen their trailers, knowing what it's about, I think that the Fast and the Furious are very much what the trailers portray them to be,
and nothing more.
Yeah, and I have seen all the trailers. I know what's going on in the Fast and Furious franchise. I just don't want to watch the movies. And they talk in this movie that they've like saved the world like 4 times or something like that, which didn't happen in the original Fast and the Furious movies, because the first 3 is just guys racing each other. I mean, actually just guys racing each other and trying to catch some bad guys, and that was ludicrous enough. But if they're saving the world now with that shit, I want to see them even less. and there are the things about this trailer is that, first of all, I know that they're thinking they're doing something different and new, but they're actually beating the same old dead horse with a different hammer. Yeah. Because they're sort of trying to deconstruct this thing that they're sort of quipping about. It was a cool thing to say at the time.
Yeah, I thought it was a cool thing to say at the moment.
And here comes the bad guy speech.
There we go. The bad guy speech.
And I'm the bad guy.
Who the hell are you?
Bad guy.
So they're sort of trying to deconstruct the whole thing, but it's all been done. I mean, everything within that trailer has all been done before, and I like Dwayne Johnson a lot, and I like Jason Statham because he's one of the remaining true action movie stars. I think they're both very charismatic guys, and there are moments in that trailer where you can see that they play off well against each other. But the problem is that even the more sort of impressive sequences, like the one in the elevator, even those, I get that difficult feeling of this is a Fast and the Furious movie, and they have to do these cool things, and it's just so formulaic.
Yeah, it is.
That it gets on my nerves. But the biggest thing that gets me on my nerves from this trailer is the sudden foray into superhero territory. Because I know that these 2 guys are invincible, and you know that they're not. I mean, if you see a Fast and the Furious movie, that you know that they're going to succeed. Yeah. But there's like at least maybe 50 years of action heroes being superhuman. I mean, Indiana Jones is superhuman.
Yeah.
He's able to do all these things that usually a normal guy who, in those circumstances, would probably just fall in the second hurdle.
Yeah.
The second arrow that comes out of the
Yeah.
cave wall probably hits him square between the eyes. So they're already, I mean, this has been done in like Errol Flynn's time when he was playing Robin Hood.
That's true.
And they're superhuman, but they're not superheroes.
No.
And now suddenly they have to try to cash in on this superhero thing because another actor that I really like, Idris Elba, who's playing the bad guy, is clearly a superhero. There is no more, this guy is just really capable and really lucky and really this and that. He's a fucking superhero.
No.
I am human evolutionary change. Bulletproof. Superhuman.
And I don't understand why they have to try to incorporate that into, or it's such a, I think it's such a cynical way to try to make money off this trend.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, it is. It's definitely that. But then again, if you think about a movie like The Predator or Aliens, they are incorporating the same sort of. It's not a superhero per se, the villain, but it's an alien that is enhanced. It's an enhanced being that is going against the heroes of the movie. So it is a trope. And it's sort of boring that they're using it in this superheroic way, but I think it would be hard to make a movie with Hobbs and Shaw versus a fucking alien. But I think it's sort of the thing that they're trying to do. They're upping the ante.
Yeah, I know, but I think that there are genre conventions that are there for a reason. Because the Predator, if it's an alien, you can always construct something and it's easier to suspend that disbelief because it's basically a being that's come from somewhere which is not here, and it's not evolved from us, and it can be anything. But when it has a basis of being like a human, and then you inject something into its spine and it suddenly it changes the movie franchise, which originally used to be a buddy cop kind of good guys, bad guys racing kind of thing. And then it evolved into this world-saving international, I don't even know what they are. Why is Vin Diesel like doing this stuff in Rio de Janeiro or wherever
he's
the
the
fuck
best.
but I still don't get it. I mean, it's the same.
No
like
real good explanation for it.
It's like I get reminded of Armageddon, where they get these guys who are oil drill workers to destroy a comet. It's just, I mean, maybe he's the best at drilling, but still, how did they know he's the best at doing this exact job? I think this is, and now they've gone completely off the rails again and just added like superhumans into the mix. It's just, I mean, I know that we're probably on the brink of all kinds of breakthroughs where we can inject something into a human being and they can do stuff and so on. But it's just, it doesn't feel, to me, it doesn't feel right. It just feels that they're trying to do anything to sort of cash in on this thing that they think that they're going to be able to pull off. And it's, I mean, even doing a superhero thing is beating a dead horse now, because there's so fucking much of it. Even the fans, even guys like me are like hoping that maybe it's time to watch a movie like Climax or Upgrade and not just fucking Venom and all the shits that's coming out. Aquaman, fucking Aquaman. I mean, it's weird that it seems that this franchise is sort of now sort of trailing behind this. And trying to gain momentum from an outside source. And I don't think that they necessarily need to. But I guess that the previous Fast and the Furious movies moved also into a sort of Mission Impossible kind of direction.
Totally. And I think that's the problem in a way, because when you're absolutely right about the fact that these action movie heroes have been sort of invincible for a really long time, and that is a real problem if you want to present the audience some sort of a sense that they could be defeated. Because if they're already invincible, who is going to defeat them? And if you've seen these same people face this seemingly invincible foe, and then they defeat it, and then they defeat it, and then they defeat it. So what do you do next time? And it's I mean, I don't know if their initial purpose was to cash in on the superhero boom, or maybe it was just that they ran out of ideas and somebody saw a superhero movie and they were like, hey, what if we, I have an idea.
Yeah, it is. I don't think that I'm going to see this one either, but maybe at some point I will watch the Fast and the Furious movies. So just so I can say, I can say that, base my criticisms.
Yeah.
Because it is true that I've skipped on them mostly because I just feel that I've seen them already once I've seen the trailer, but I don't know. I'm just hoping that a lot of these franchises would die, or just fade away, and then come up with a new franchise. Just dig something new, or dig something old out of a box. Start making Care Bears franchise or something like that. Just something that it wouldn't be the same fucking thing over and over and over again. Just bigger and more bloated and more unbelievable and just less fun.
In a way, but there's a perspective that you can take on this that is sort of interesting, is to watch how it will explode into its own impossibility. Because when you always have to up the ante, I mean, there's a limit.
Yeah, you'd think that there is. But I mean, being a fan, for example, of the Marvel movies, and it's upping the ante all the time. It is in that case, because I like those movies, I'm more worried about it sort of imploding at the end. So I don't really care about Fast and the Furious. It's entertaining to watch from the sidelines and then be like, ha 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 ha, you fucked up. But with some of these things, you're just hoping that it all turns out. But it is like capitalism. It's a system that cannot sustain itself indefinitely. There I go being political again.
Oh my God, Tarek, we have to edit that out again. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's that thing that's why it's so nice to see films like Upgrade or Suspiria or films that sort of do something new.
Yeah.
So that gives hope to these giant franchises that maybe they are. I mean, the Marvel franchise that I love also really a lot. That maybe they are able to navigate the problem of constantly just making the same thing bigger and dumber.
Yeah.
And maybe they are able to just make things more interesting.
Yeah. Here's to hoping.
Yes.